I don't know how to enjoy. And I don't mean that I don't feel desire. I don't mean that I don't have sex. I don't mean that my body does not respond. It does. But something doesn't land. Something never fully arrives. There is pleasure, but it doesn't sink in. There is intensity, but it stays on the surface, like being touched without being reached. Most men don't say this out loud, not because it's rare, but because it sounds wrong. Enjoyment is supposed to be easy, natural, instinctive. So when it isn't, we assume the problem is us. But what if it isn't us? What if the issue isn't the desire, but containment? Because desire is not the same as enjoyment. Desire is movement. Enjoyment is staying. And many men are very good at moving, but terrible at staying. Staying in the body, staying in sensation, staying when control is no longer useful. The body learns early what it can and cannot afford. Some bodies learn that relaxing is unsafe, that letting go costs too much, that softness invites danger. So the system adapts. It tightens, it monitors, it holds, and it keeps holding long after the danger is gone. You can see it in the breath, shallow, high, in the jaw, clenched, in the pelvis, locked. The body is aroused, but not available. And then something strange happens. Sex becomes active, but not intimate, present, but not in the appetite. You do everything right. You respond, you perform, but inside, you're slightly elsewhere. No dissociate enough to disappear, just enough to never fully arrive. Afterward, there is no expansion, no depth, just a drop. Sometimes emptiness, sometimes fatigue, sometimes irritation. So you try it again and again and again. More stimulation, more novelty, more intensity, not to enjoy, but to break through. Break through, yes. But enjoyment doesn't come from breaking through, It comes from being allowed in. And that's where things get uncomfortable, because many men don't struggle with pleasure. They struggle with safety. Safety inside their own body. Not safety as comfort, but safety as permission. Permission to soften, permission to slow down, permission to not manage the moment. Because enjoyment isn't something you take. It's something that happens when you stop holding the door closed. I don't know how to enjoy. It's not a flow. It's a message. A message that the nervous system has lived too long under pressure. That control has replaced trust. That vigilance has become default. And no, this is not solved with tips, techniques, better performance. You don't fix this by doing more. You meet it by learning how to stay when nothing is required of you and from you. By noticing the moment where you tense instead of opening. By recognizing that pleasure is not dangerous, but unfamiliar. This episode is not about sex or pleasure. It is about what happens when the body has never learned that letting go is allowed. And maybe the real question isn't why you don't know how to enjoy. Maybe it's this. Who taught you that you had to hold yourself together even in moments meant to undo you? With that, I am Marco Krupie. This is Atlas. And if something in you tightened while listening to this, that's not the end. That's the place where the work actually begins, the second part of Atlas.